Chapter 9.
Splitting up. Amanda, Bond, and Double O Siletti all arrived back at the correct hotel. The troupe went up to Double O Siletti and Cheryl's room. When they entered, the whole room was in a frenzy. Cheryl was rushing back and forth, trying to make sure the data she was collecting was right. "Cheryl, darling, what's wrong?" Double O Siletti said, stopping her. "What's wrong is when you started calling me darling," Cheryl answered. Double O Siletti smirked and shrugged his shoulders. "What I mean is, what's with the fuss all of a sudden?" "It's Smithworks. Something's gotta be wrong. You see, if I'm reading the information correctly, he and his crew have been to 3 different spots and over the course of a minute and 20 seconds. Immediately, everyone huddled around Cheryl, who settled down at a computer. She punched up a map that showed Smithworks' location, moving from Austin to Orlando to England, then New York. "Seems like we only have one decision, and that's to use the Scooby-Doo directive," Bond concluded. "Scooby-Doo directive?" Amanda asked. "I think I can answer this one," Double O Siletti spoke up. "James means we have to split up and look for clues. Each of us takes a look around each location. There's 4 of us, and 4 locations." "Maybe that's exactly what he wants us to do, Daniel. Maybe he wants us to be away from each other, so wherever I am, he is," Bond rebutted. "Well, we'll never know until we try. I can keep a location lock on all of us. We all have a watch, right? Well, James and Daniel, your watches have located chips in them. So does mine. Amanda, I'm sure the Secret Service over here likes to keep tabs on their agents. Well, it's usually uniform or required." Cheryl then reached into her, quote, bag of tricks and pulled out an extra watch with a chip inside. "Now we all have these, plus our phone numbers. Let's go see if we can find these guys," Double O Siletti said reassuringly. He extended his hand straight, awaiting the others to do a team arm raise, but the others were already halfway out the door. Well, so much for team bonding. The group split up. Each of them switched their location detectors on their watches. As they searched across the United States and England, Smithworks was waiting. He knew that Bond would win at the other locations, and decided that he would go to his ultimate plan. The one he claimed was perfect. Back in Austin, Cheryl was the first to report in. She had gone back to the Broccoli Dome and saw that it was completely cleaned out from the performance. She then heard a set of footsteps. Walking across the ground floor with a cane was Bello Knock. "Bello!" Cheryl cried out. Bello turned around. "My name's Cheryl. Look, I know why you were in the circus show. It wasn't just for performing. You were out to get a man named James Bond. You were told this by your temporary boss, Harrison Smithworks. Am I right?" Yes. I had no idea what Mr. Smithworks was planning or why." He then rolled up his sleeves and pant legs to show the bruises, cast, and wounds that he received from the elephant trample. "So that's why you have to use this cane. Now you see how twisted and obsessed this guy is," Cheryl said. Bello nodded. Cheryl said he would soon come with her and he would make sure he's taken care of more. Bello started to approach and then reached into his pants pocket. He started to pull out a multicolored ribbon. Cheryl started to get confused. The ribbon got longer and longer. Bello then started to wrap the ribbon around Cheryl. It grew tighter with every rotation. She struggled one of her hands to reach the other and grabbed onto a ring she was wearing. She was able to twist it ever so slightly, and the ribbon came apart into multiple little shreds. This also threw Bello across the floor. "Good thing Q kept this ultra-high-frequency ring from Bond's mission with Gustav Graves. You may have been saving this trap for Bond, but I guess he'll live to die another day. Has a real ring to it, don't you think, Bello?" Bello was practically unconscious. "Guys, this is Cheryl. Austin seems clear. I found Bello, but it seems like he still has some loyalty to Smithworks. I'll regroup with you soon." In Orlando, at the Berry Beach venue, Amanda was relaxing in a sun chair, observing the surroundings. When she arrived, she noticed that on all the posters around town that the show the Smithworkses were planning had just been canceled. Just then, Stanford appeared from behind Amanda with a gun to her head. "Get up slowly." Amanda put a magazine down she had on her lap and rose slowly out of the chair. "Funny, I didn't even hear you approach." "That's good. Always considered myself a spy-like guy. Of course, siding with the other team. That's the thing, working with an actor as great and perfect as Mr. Smithworks. You learn to appreciate certain things. For me, it's the Phantom of the Opera. Silent at first, but will make himself known and get what he wants." Amanda then started to smile. "Well, Mr. Stanford, you must remember then As you were about to experience, the phantom fell. She flinged her hands back, grabbing Stanford by his gun. She swung him forward and slammed him onto the beach. She then reached into a bag by the chair and pulled out her own gun. She pinned Stanford down and pointed her gun at him. A girl's got to be prepared with 2 types of magazines in this day and age. Now tell me, Phantom Boy, where's Smithworks? What's he planning for Bond? It would be wise if you answered. That's all I ask of you. Stanford did not answer. Amanda then kicked him over and plunged his head into the sand. Here's a new character for you, the impression of an ostrich. Amanda to team, just had a run-in with Stanford. No Smithworks for Sandra. Daniel, James, it's down to you.